Hello and welcome back to the Camus Show. I'm your host, Father Logue. And this year, since our theme is Do Whatever He Tells You, focusing on Mary, we're going to focus on different images of Mary, different titles of Mary, different apparitions of Mary throughout our show. This month, we're going to zoom in on one of my favorite images of Mary of all time, and that is Our Lady of Perpetual Help, or Our Mother of Perpetual Help. Now, this image is very ancient in the church. It comes from the earliest days, somewhere down in Greece. We don't know who made the icon, who came up with it, but we do know a little bit about it. In it, we see Mary holding the child Jesus and two angels hovering over each shoulder. And the story that goes with this icon is so beautiful. The story goes that the child Jesus, as he was a young boy, had a vision of the Passion. He had a glimpse of what he would experience on Good Friday, and as a boy was frightened. And what did he do? He ran right to his mother. And so in this image, we see the two angels both holding instruments of the Passion, symbols of what Jesus saw in his vision and what he would experience on Good Friday. We see them holding the spear that pierced his side, the crown of thorns. We see them holding the nail and the cross. And Jesus, in his mother's arms, looking at the angels, still a little frightened, is being comforted by Mary. And my favorite detail of all on this icon is Jesus' sandal. That's right, his sandal. Because on all images of this icon, the sandal is falling off his foot. It's barely hanging on by a strap or two. And what this is meant to show is that when Jesus had this vision, he ran so fast and so carelessly to his mother that his sandal was falling right off his foot. That shows how much trust he had in his mother, how much love he had for her, how much he wanted to be held in her arms and be comforted by her. And now that's the human side of the story. That's the legend that helps us to understand their relationship a little bit. But there's also a beautiful theological significance to what's going on here. And while Jesus is looking at the vision, still a little frightened and holding on to his mother, Mary is gazing out at us. And what they call this is hodegitria, which is a Greek word meaning the person who leads us to the Redeemer. And so while Jesus is having this vision, Mary's looking at us in order to lead us to Jesus. We actually see this phenomenon all the time in artwork with Mary. It's probably most famous in Michelangelo's Pietà, where Mary is holding the body of Jesus after he's taken down from the cross, giving him to us, entrusting him to us, leading us to him and him to us. This story is an awesome reminder of what we should do when we're frightened, what we should do when we need someone to comfort us, and maybe we don't know who to turn to. We should follow the example of Jesus, as we should in all things, and run to Mary. Run to her without a care, without a concern. Run to her and trust her to take care of us, to lead us to Jesus, to comfort us. Mary is and can be to us what she was to Jesus. That comfort, that source of love, that helper in order to lead us to him. This image should be a reminder for us for what we should do when we're afraid, when we're unsure of who to turn to. That we should follow the example of Jesus and run to Mary, to trust her, to count on her help, count on her support and her love, just as Jesus did. So remember to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, keep up with us on YouTube, tune in for the next episode of The Camus Show with your host, Father Logue. Until next time, God bless.